Auburn has hired a defensive line coach. I didn't think that Rodney Garner was leaving at any point. I did think there was reason to be concerned, but it appears as if the move to get Rodney Garner has not been successful by Hugh Freeze and Auburn. They have hired a former Liberty coach that coached with Hugh Freeze at, of course, Liberty. So it looks like Rodney Garner is not going elsewhere. If you're Rodney Garner, why do you turn down Auburn? Which, let's get outside the personal reasons, because I've had everybody tell me, guys, I hate to tell you, but coaches are mercenaries. They're going to go where they think it'll best help their career. Okay. So don't tell me his daughters go to Tennessee or his wife lives in Auburn and she hates Knoxville, blah, 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 blah. They don't care. These coaches, I mean, 99 times out of 100, they make decisions based off them and their career. So let's talk football and let's talk what's going on. Why wouldn't Rodney Garner more seriously entertain going to the University of Auburn or Auburn University? I would say this. One, he's getting paid really well. I mean, I didn't realize he was getting $950,000 a year. So Tennessee started off by covering their rear, and you have to give Danny White and Josh Heupel a lot of credit for that. So kudos for them for nipping this in the bud when they almost doubled his salary over the previous 2 years. That's a good way to start, not to create resentment among your employees. I'll start there. Your thoughts on that? And another reason why Rodney Garner stays at Tennessee and doesn't go to Auburn, which was where he began his career.
Well, a couple other reasons. I know he graduated from there, but this probably isn't true. But have you guys been to Auburn? Who wants to, like, if you, I mean, in terms of just where to live, okay? I mean, Knoxville's not, I'm objective. Knoxville's not the best place to live in the SEC, but it is light years better than Auburn. I mean, that is the worst. That and Starkville are the two worst places to live in the SEC. Honestly, I'd be suicidal if I lived in either of those places. I can't wait for fans of both to come to me. We have this amazing thing in Auburn and Starkville, and you're missing out. Sorry,
we got the voice. I don't love Auburn, but I don't think that's what he would base his decision on nearly as much as how about the fact that you don't know that you can trust Hugh Freeze. Fallout Zone says also, who wants to work with Freeze? Well, unless you want to pay out when he is fired. I mean, I hope everything's good with Hugh Freeze and he's not got his issues that he had with women before, but I would like to know that for 10 years instead of 4 or 5 at Liberty and Auburn before I made a commitment to him, right?
Yeah, and he's a known snake. Beyond his issues with women, he's a known snake. And Rodney Garner is thinking, again, is Rodney Garner probably fine for life? Yes, but Dave, he's 58. He's pushing retirement. Okay, I'm sure once he's 65, he wants to hang it up and spend time with his family.
That's 7 years in coaching, which is forever, by the way. But
yes, but that's the point, though. He's got 7 more years left. Now, again, because he's a career assistant and he's not like Josh Heupel or head coach who got like multi-million-dollar salaries, he's probably fine. But that 7 years of work is going to make a big financial difference in your retirement, isn't it? If you're Rodney Garner.
Yeah, but I hope he's doing okay.
I'm sure he is, but even if he is, that if you're on $1 million salary, 7 years of a salary, that's a big difference, and you're setting yourself up.
Let me ask you this: if Josh Heupel up and took the Auburn job and took Tim Banks with him, do you think Rodney Garner would have made the move? And it's brought to you by Sports Treasures, carrying over 5 million sports treasures and so much more. Follow on Facebook for the best sports memorabilia, daily updates. Go to facebook.com and go to Sports Treasures TN. Follow them, Sports Treasures TN. So you think if this was all things equal as far as coaching staff, that he would have gone back to Auburn?
I do, because I think for Gardner, it's about, again, I don't mind. This is what everybody does in their job. He is thinking, what can have me working the next 7 years on an assistant salary before I retire? Now, if he goes to Auburn, there's a very good chance Hugh Freeze gets fired, right? And there's a very good chance Hugh Freeze gets in trouble with the SEC. If the head coach gets in trouble, typically the assistants get in trouble too. I mean, how assistants' fates are tied to the head coach. Why would Rodney Garner risk that when he's in a pretty state? At the very least, Tennessee's probably like, say Heupel doesn't work out, which you and I are pretty sure he's going to work out at Tennessee now. But say like he kind of flames out. Heupel's at least bought enough goodwill to last for another 4 years, right?
Yes.
So if
I mean, he could go 8-4 for 3 years, and in the 4th year he would be semi on the hot seat.
Yeah, so Rodney Garner is at least got 4 years of stability, which gets him to 62. And you don't know what you have if you go to Auburn. And again, Hugh Freeze is this guy literally defamed Houston Nutt and got Ole Miss sued because he was trying to trick his players to being stuck in a program that was about to go on probation when he was at Ole Miss. The guy is just an awful human being.
Here's the other thing to remember about Rodney Garner is I think he's got an opportunity, and I think he sees that as well as an ability to coach some really, really elite players, because he has certainly coached some very good players before. And yeah, I could mention a ton of guys, but when you talk about an elite player, I mean, he's coached 5 NFL draft first round picks: Richard Seymour of the Patriots, Marcus Stroud of the Jaguars, but they were both going to be good if Caleb coached them. David Pollock, who was a hustler guy, Charles Grant of the Saints, and Jonathan Sullivan of the Saints. But could he be on the verge of coaching the best player that he's ever coached, producing the best player that he's ever produced in James Pierce? Could he also be on the verge of being a part of a really fun, elite defensive front in which you get to do twists and stunts? I think he's having a great time. I think Tim Banks tells him, I'm putting it all in this secondary, Rodney. Have a good time. And I think he's able to do that. So all that being said, just as far as your ability to have fun at your job, it certainly seems like being at Tennessee right now is a lot more fun than trying to rebuild Auburn with Hugh Freeze, who could mess everything up in a heartbeat.
That's certainly possible. So you're saying it's like it was when the assistant coaches were under Lane Kiffin, which apparently they had a blast too and were all energy, weren't they? When they were coaching.
Oh yeah, they had a blast. Yeah. So did liquor sales in the Knoxville area. They certainly did. And probably should have tried out Tennessee Cider Company, the original hard cider, the Smoky Mountains. Use the promo code HAT, that's HAT, to receive some free swag with your cider order, available most anywhere in the United States of America. So Caleb,
all right, so let's rank these reasons. Mm-hmm. Let's rank these reasons he's staying. Stability, which is what we're talking about, liking Tennessee and doesn't like Auburn, the coaching staffs basically.
1, but if Hugh Freeze didn't have the background that he has, I would say the fact that Tennessee's coming off an 8-4 season and you're just second season. Go ahead.
I was going to list the 3 things and then you rank them in order. Sorry. That one, so stability between coaching and all of that, the pay, or that Auburn just sucks as a town. which
I don't hate Auburn as much as you do. I like the country, so we'll have to differ on that one. Let's go ahead and pull up the shirt if we can, because people.
Wait, what? You got to rank them though.
I would say money second, stability first, and being part of a fun program is what I would say.
And then you think Auburn is third. First of all, you're lying. You said you almost cried because you got lost in Auburn one time.
I didn't almost cry. I pulled over to the side of the road and cried for a little while because I got so lost in Auburn. I didn't almost cry. I will tell you that I bawled.
And that's where Dave wants to live, guys.
Yeah, well, I got GPS now, and I don't want to live there.